Why is this the year that the media finally sunk itself? In the aftermath of the 2024 presidential election, mainstream media outlets have experienced a total collapse in viewership. Across the board, TV ratings for election night plummeted to barely 42 million viewers, down over 14 million from 2020 and a shocking 29 million from 2016. MSNBC's viewership tumbled over 25% since 2020, while CNN alone saw its audience fell over 44%. Things have gotten so bad over at MSNBC that Comcast, their parent company, is now considering selling off the network entirely. Meanwhile, CNN may experience yet another round of layoffs. And here's the thing, it isn't just TV news that's suffering. Virtually all mainstream media outlets are experiencing a near total erosion of trust. For example, a recent Gallup poll shows that less than a third of Americans express any confidence in the media to report the news fully, accurately, and fairly. So, why is this? Why has trust in the media hit rock bottom? Well, simply put, it's because trust is built on truth, and the media abandoned truth for power, or at least access to it. The media's collapse didn't happen overnight. It was the result of decades of erosion. It was gradual at first, but it's completely unmistakable now. Perhaps the real question isn't why people don't trust the media, but rather why anyone trusted them in the first place. For years, the media sold itself as the neutral arbiter of facts, but behind that facade was always an agenda. And what happened is that most news outlets ended up being exposed as breeding grounds for left-wing activists posing as objective reporters. Eventually, this became so blatantly obvious that people simply stopped paying attention to what the media was reporting. Take any major event of the past decade: elections, wars, pandemics, protests. What do they all have in common? The media didn't just report on them, it participated in them, taking sides, pushing narratives, and silencing inconvenient facts. And when they were caught, they didn't apologize or reflect. They doubled down, betting that their audience was either too distracted or too gullible to care. So, where does this leave us now? With every outlet from CNN to the New York Times teetering on the brink of collapse, we're told that without these platforms, we'll all descend into chaos. But the truth is, people are already creating their own information networks, and they're finding voices they trust that exist outside the mainstream. What's happening is that decentralized media platforms like X, podcasts, and YouTube channels are replacing NBC and the Washington Post. Ultimately, things will be messy as we sort out the wreckage from the mainstream media's collapse, but that's the price of freedom. Because when trust is gone, the power to control the narrative vanishes, and with it, the media's monopoly over the truth vanishes as well.